Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm out on another exploration. I'm in West Sussex and I'm at a lovely rural village of Coldwaltham, and I'm joined today by Father Mallinson. Is that correct?
That is. Most people call me Father Peter.
Father Peter. Father Peter, we are standing by your very delightful church here at Coldwaltham. Could you first of all just place where Coldwaltham is so that people get an idea?
We are in the National South Downs Park. This is one of a group of 4 churches and 6 villages that I look after.
Now, when you think of a vicar, often you'll think of a vicar in robes with the dog collar, and of course you've got your dog collar on there.
Yeah,
and of course your cross, which is absolutely vital. But you're in outdoor gear, keeping you nice and warm.
Oh, yes.
Because having spoken to you before we started filming, you're a busy man.
We all are busy men, all clergy are busy. I think especially so in rural areas where sometimes you feel like a piece of hot toast where you've been spread with the butter and you appear in blobs.
Right, okay. So now we're in Coldwaltham, and you were just telling me, and I found that fascinating, one of the reasons why it might be known as Coldwaltham. And cold is in the clue.
Cold is in the clue. As this is, the Arun is just the other side of us over there. Its floodplain is there, but Coldwaltham, as far as I understand it, is actually an outcrop of rock into that floodplain from the South Downs. Therefore, rock cold.
Rock cold. Yes.
And
there we are.
You know, Coldwaltham.
At Coldwaltham. And another reason you said, of course, here we are filming in November, going into the winter now, and inside a big stone building like this,
Cold.
It's cold. So
we do have heating, but like most medieval Grade 1 listed buildings, it is very expensive to heat a big expanse of stone and everything.
Yes.
We did it last year for a very valued parishioner's funeral for 3 days, and it cost me £109 to heat the church for 3 days.
Good God. There we are. So you thought you had heating bills. Think about running a church.
It's electric heating.
Yeah, well, there we are.
Because, of course, there's no gas out here.
No, that's right. So this is St Giles, dedicated to St Giles.
It is.
What was he the patron saint of?
St Giles is the man who had lived as a hermit's life, and he had his hand on a deer, and was shot and killed.
Oh, poor bugger.
He's a patron saint of blacksmiths, I believe.
Ah, yes. You've got a lovely little booklet which is available inside the church, and I did manage to read that, yes.
Yes, and I like that because my father was a blacksmith.
Oh, was he? Gosh, there can't be many of those left.
No, not many. I still have his anvil.
Oh,
sits outside my vicarage.
There we are. That's lovely.
It's gone with me from vicarage to vicarage as I've done it.
So now I said at the beginning, you're a busy vicar, because vicars these days do not necessarily look after just one church.
That's never been the case.
Right.
That's
Is that just a myth?
That is a myth.
People grow up with.
Yeah, it is a pure myth. It's never happened apart from a really, really brief period, I believe, in the late 16th century.
Gosh. Okay. So tell us where you look after.
I'm vicar of Bury with Houghton, Coldwaltham and Hardham, with the villages of Watersfield and West Burton, and the hamlet of Berrygate.
So that keeps you quite busy. How do you manage to run services in more than one place?
Has wife will drive.
Okay, sounds brilliant. So is it literally that you have one service here, say, then you're in the car to the next,
no.
and you stagger them?
The parishes work together really well. In actual fact, on the 1st of January 2020, we will no longer be a benefice. Actually, all 4 churches have joined together and we become one united parish, something I've been working for 2 years.
Right, and does that make your life easier?
It makes my life easier in the fact of dealing with what goes behind which people don't see: returns, forms, registers, all the legal stuff that happens in an office. I have to do it 4 times for 4 churches.
Oh, right. So now you can just do it once for the whole parish.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's administrative.
So that's quite interesting. How administrative is being a vicar? If you're not a church goer, you're not privy to what goes on behind the scenes. You think that a lot of it is pastoral care, you're going around visiting people and all that. But clearly, from what you've just said, you are also spend a bit of time in the office.
You have to. I know I'm blessed and fortunate. My wife, when she retired and we came here, actually, I will say she does a lot of my day-to-day office work, the printing of the parish magazine, the answering of the phone. She doesn't see anything confidential, because that's my password and what I need to do.
Right.
But the day-to-day running of things, I'm not there. Fiona will answer, and if she needs me, she will find me.
Yes.
I became a priest to serve, and I like going out and being with people, serving people. There's a joy in it. That's what Christ did. He was with people, and that's how you spread the gospel.
Yes.
You do it with people.
You told me before we filmed that you're not originally from round here.
No.
And you have a story where you came from and why you had to leave.
Well, I came originally from St Albans in Hertfordshire.
Oh yes, lovely.
I started work for the church when I was 16 as assistant verger at the Cathedral and Abbey Church of St Albans. I became Lord Bishop's verger to His Grace Lord Runcie.
Oh wow.
Before he was Archbishop of Canterbury.
Right, blimey.
So this year I've actually worked for the church, both lay and ordained, for 43 years.
Gosh, that's a long time, isn't it?
A long time.
Good
time.
A good time. Yes, I'm not suggesting for one moment that it's long and tedious or anything. But you told me the story of you were on Canvey Island.
I was on Canvey Island. Canvey Island suffered a massive flood in 1953, which was huge loss of life when the North Sea bore came down at the same time as a high tide and everything happened.
Had that never happened before? Is that a unique
It is.
event?
It's something that happens, and it affects the Netherlands. It affects us here. Shoeburyness, there was a massive loss of life.
Heavens.
Princess Anne came to Chelmsford Cathedral for the 50 years, and there was a big memorial remembering of it. We were there in 2014, my wife and I, and we had 3 months rain in 1 hour 20 minutes. And
3 months. Let's just let that sink in. Yeah, 3 months rain in 1 hour and 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
That's a colourful.
I was doing an interview for a funeral at the time.
Oh gosh.
I remember. And when I came out there, I have a Land Rover, and the water was up to the running boards of the Land Rover.
Good God.
And when we got home, when I got home, which took me ages, everything was in chaos.
Yes.
Actually, my part of the vicarage and the church was flooded, and I'd just finished restoring St Anne's on Canvey Island. Yeah.
And what happened to the church?
I had to do it all again.
Did you?
But this time under insurance. I didn't have to raise the money again, which was good.
So hopefully that was a little bit quicker.
It was a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
In actual fact, ecclesiastical insurance was stunningly good. They came, I've got to say, they were really, really helpful. You know, you hear bad stories of insurance companies.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Oh, well, I'm pleased to hear it. This church looks in remarkable nick.
It is because we have people in all our churches, and they come and help in each other's churches, who look after the graveyards, who trim the hedges, who clean the church, who clean the windows. You couldn't do it without your help.
Yes.
And I'm not averse to getting on my hands and knees and cleaning.
Top man.
If they're going to do it, I'll do it with them.
I guess we're in the modern world, and you would have seen over your time in 43 years the parishioners' numbers dropping down.
It's different.
Right.
It's not so much dropping down, it's just different. Okay, our congregations are ageing, but if you go into the cities, they're not.
Right.
They're young, they're vibrant, they're different. But if this wasn't here, where would people come for that solace, that peace, that prayer? There's a need for these buildings, and there's a need for them to be open.
Yes, I'm not a church goer in terms of on a Sunday for a service, but I absolutely enjoy, more than anything else, when you're out in the country visiting a church for that quiet, contemplative space.
Yes, and if you look at them and use them for that, that's fine.
Yes.
But we are still worshipping, loving communities, and that's important. Don't underestimate the village church in your village.
Father Peter, thank you so much for talking to me and sharing your experiences with your various different parishes and things. I do recommend people, if you're passing on the A29 and you go through Coldwaltham, just pause and come in. It's open.
It's open.
It's a beautiful church. There's lots to see, not least the oldest, or one of the oldest yew trees in the country, which is situated at the rear.
It's situated at the rear. It's between 2,500 and 3,000 years old. It's been under our care for some time. We're at the moment waiting to have a little work done on it. We have some dead wood to remove. We have a couple of fractured branches, working with Horsham District Council's arborealist to tell us what we can and can't do. They've given us a report and we will act upon it in due course.
I shall go and visit that in another video, a separate video. But in the meantime, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe and all the usual nonsense, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.